Okay, so this is tripping me out. Watch this. You see over there, there's like a, what do you call that thing over there? Some type of radio, a speaker, a Docker station. That's what it is. But right now I'm playing the radio on that Docker station. And I wanted you to notice this. Everybody knows me. This is Samaya Hodges. And everybody know that for the last 2-3 years, I've been fighting a legal battle for illegal surveillance that I have been secretly chipped by some of the states of Nevada for whatever reason. Their evil reasons are. But nevertheless, I'm here right now in Houston, and I'm being held electronically hostage due to that device that's been secretly implanted. Not today, but recently I have noticed that every time I walk past a computer, by me being electronically chipped, it changes the volume on the radio. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to just kind of walk over here. I'm going to walk over here, and I want you to hear the difference in this sound from the music. So I'm going to be quiet for a minute so you can hear it. Hold on. And as I get closer, you'll hear it. When I get close up on it, it's going to change. The volume is going to go kind of high. And inside me, there's no doubt that it won't be too long. But the minute I step away, look, even at this range here, just one step back. Watch this. My mind is so just one step back. I'll show you my feet. Look. And both my hands, one hand is holding the phone and the other hand. One step back. One step back. Okay, see? So I'm still up on it. So the volume shouldn't be that low. Listen again. So I'm still close up on it, but you see what it does when I take one step back? And also, this is something else I want to show you here too. Hold on. This water is intentionally made to be here like all the time, and even when it tries to dry up through the HART program, the government is always causing it to intentionally rain here to keep this here puddle filled with water, because in order for this here device to work and for the communication of the device to work within me, which gives them the ability to read my thoughts and see through my eyes, it's called maritime recording. So in order for them to have that ability, it has to be a lot of moisture or wetness around me. And as you can see, look at this, is a big old huge puddle. I'm on the 3rd floor. My daughter's apartment in Houston. That just keeps there. Okay, some may say that is just obvious. Okay, no big deal. It's just such a coincidence. But how about somebody goes into my truck and intentionally remove the water pipes or the water drains from the inside of my H3 Hummer truck? So that means someone had to manually unscrew the interior roof of that truck to go in the inside to remove those water holes to cause it to pour rain into my H3 Hummer truck. 2006 H3 Hummer truck. They did that once when I was in Missouri, and it rained almost every day. I was there quite a bit. It rained for the same purpose, but that was during the time that I started the case in Missouri, and also that I had started the case with the Supreme Court of Missouri. So I took it to the District Court of Missouri. Then we went to the St. Louis Circuit Court, to the Missouri Supreme Court, back to the District Court, and then to the Missouri Court of Appeals. But the whole while I was there, they were intentionally sabotaging my truck, from the water pump, the explosion of the water pump, to the intentional puncture of the steering wheel fluid column from underneath. I caught a guy underneath doing that. Then injuring the oils. The engine oil caused it to leak. It poured rain in my truck, stopped my radio from working. In the wintertime, I have no air, and then in the summertime, in the wintertime I have no heat, and in the summertime there's no air, and so many other things. The day I filed the article of impeachment letter, which was July the 3rd, 2015, when I came outside, my tires had been flattened, and then the guy across the street refused to give me put air in my tire as I was on my way to the mailbox to file for that article of impeachment, and to the FBI bureaus where I had drop a letter off. So again, these things are all being intentionally done to me. And now here it is, a couple years later, I'm still being held hostage in Houston. I'm still without my business, without my home. Somebody's intentionally blocking me from that. And so I'm still being held hostage here. And now that I'm in Houston, the same thing has repeated over again because I'm still working on this case. And although I had the water drains pipes in my truck replaced and fixed, and the water has stopped pouring in, the engine has stopped flooding, the steering wheel oil has stopped leaking, and so many other things had stopped. The truck was in, we got a new battery because they kept shutting my truck down, blamed it on the battery. So I got a new battery, and everything was fixed. And now here it is again because I'm still working on my on this case. They went right back in there this time. I can't repair the drainage hose because they just removed the hose altogether, which makes it pouring raining in that truck. Also, within the last 90 days, my daughter had to get an oil change 4 times on that truck because the oil is just pouring out. The second time she got that oil change, well, the first time we got the oil change, everything was fine, but due to this electronic harassment, they made the oil light come on. So my daughter went to Pep Boys and got the oil change. Like, I'm talking like maybe a couple months later, we got full synthetic oil the first time, and she went a couple months later and got an oil change. Well, when she got there, they didn't put any oil in their car. And another thing they did was remove the I think he called it the gasket or something. Remove the little rubber piece or the gasket, whatever that is, in the vehicle, to cause it to, like, the engine oil is not leaking. It's literally pouring out. So every like week or 5 days to 7 days, you need to put more oil in there because it is just on dry. That's how fast it is just pouring out of the vehicle. There was nothing that led up to that. It just instantly, once she left Pep Boys, because I thought maybe either they forgot to put the oil in it or something happened, but it appears that they intentionally opened up that gasket or removed a part of the gasket to cause the oil to just leak all over the place, not in one spot, but all around the whole circle that the gasket protects. All of that is just leaking oil, as well as that day when we discovered that I had to put oil. It appears that Pet Boys took all of the oils out of the truck, because we had to put steering wheel oil in there that day and engine oil in the day just to get it to start. Plus, it was pouring down rain, and so in the vehicle, along with some other stuff. Now, all of this started happening within that same week, if not the same day. All of these issues with that truck happened the exact same time. So, again, just kind of want to make note of that. And this always starts. This is my case is against the United States of America, and this is what they're doing. They're trying to block me and to stop me from getting justice for them taking away my most fundamental rights, and a host of other offenses or crimes that they have committed. Every time I get water, they sell me this water with all this old sodium fluid in there that helps with the action potentials, that help them to be able to monitor me as well. Today I took pictures of what the inside of my toilet mold looked like after cleaning it recently, at some point when I cleaned it, it was just clear white. But now I noticed today that it has like an orange water stain around the water. Okay, so some may say that's okay, no big deal, just need to be clean. But no, there's also like vertical lines all the way around, where the water drip from the mold, those vertical lines all the way around, where those those lines have turned brown too, almost like there's some type of chemical or something in the water. I took pictures of that as well. Other attempts on my life have been odorless gases and poison that in my home that has been deployed from the air vents. At first I thought, okay, there was something coming out of that vent that was causing my eyes to burn in my throat, or and me just causing different reactions with my body. And I knew that was impossible, though, for anything to be coming out the vents, because my air conditioning units does not work. the compressor on those units are completely blowed out, so it's impossible. But yet something is still being something fumes and odorless gases are still coming out of those vents. Recently, I took pictures of some of the leather in my home, that the gases and the poison from that vent is causing damage to those items, such as my leather bed, my boots, a pair of boots, some leather jackets, furniture, the theater seats. I noticed that all of the leather was being eaten up by whatever gases and fumes that was coming out of those vents. Some say, well, how can that happen if the vents are not working? Well, I said the same thing too. And I even contacted maybe a couple of years ago when I had the same problem. I had contact, because I haven't had the vents fixed since then. I contacted a air conditioner repair guy, and he was like, Samaya, it is impossible for anything to come out these vents. He said, I tell you what, the next time, because someone was actually freezing the daylights out of me too. It was some type of a nuclear freeze. It wasn't the same air conditioner freeze. It's a nuclear kind of cold, different kind of freeze. Well, anyways, I contacted him. He said, I tell you what, the next time you feel that cold breeze, just put a piece of tissue over the vent and record it. Well, I did just that. I put a piece of tissue paper on top of the vents and I recorded. I have that on document too. This here tissue is just blowing frantically. It's just blowing back and forth, which he couldn't believe, and I was in disbelief too, but it is just blowing frantically. So again, the air conditioning units is not working, but yet there's a nuclear freeze coming out of the vents of my home. And today too, as I talk and as I woke up this morning and last night, my throat, there's this here device is in me that controls every organ in your body. These states of America is causing my throat to be in excruciating pain this morning. Even as I talk, it's just severely hurting my throat. And it feel like knives or something are being stuck in my throat. They want me to, it seems like it's a cold for a sore throat or something. But this is something so unnatural and it's different. It feel like a bunch of knives are being stabbing me in my throat at the same time, even as I make this here tape. And so I wanted to just kind of, share with the world of some of the stuff that's been happening. I had so much more I wanted to say, but I'm going to kind of stop right here and just wait and then just kind of go over a few more other things, mainly, though, because my throat is really starting to hurt. And I don't know if they just intentionally just kind of beefed that up just a minute ago to try to get me to shut up. So, but I'm going to go ahead and stop right now due to the pain that's being sent to my throat.